Delighted to see you all here today. Android's Campus Fest 2022 brings together technology leaders from Google, AICT, T-Hub, educators, and students of higher education across the country, driving the next wave of upskilling. On behalf of the organizing team, I, Ramya, welcoming you all to the success event of Google-supported Educator Development Program and Virtual Internship Program. Before moving forward, let's welcome all the esteemed guests today. May I now take this opportunity to invite the chief guest of the day onto the stage to grace the occasion, Dr. Chandrasekhar Buddha, Chief Coordinating Officer, AICT. Please. Thanks for joining us, sir. It's always a pleasure to have you. Next, joining us today, Mr. Karthik Padmanabhan, Developer Relations Program Manager Lead, Google. Can we have a big round of applause, please? Thank you. Welcome, sir. Yeah. Next, we have Mr. Paneer Selvan, Chief Innovation Officer from T-Hub, as our guest. Thank you for joining us. Next, we have Mr. Amarendra Katkam, Founder and CEO, SmartBridge and Smart Interns. Moving forward, SmartBridge and Google had teamed up to create an outcome-driven skilling effort to train educators and students on Android application development and content programming. This program has been recognized by AICT for delivery as a virtual internship program to all higher education students in India. The program was organized in two phases, that is phase 1 was educator development program and the phase 2 was virtual internship program, which was for the students. So we had a great number of participation from educator development program. We had around 404 educators who participated in this program. And then we also had students all over India who have actually successfully completed 1,000 plus project submissions, which is a great number. Yeah. So the VIP program for the students was an engaging 2-month-long program where we had 20 hours of boot camp, live sessions going on from the trainers, and then we had 20 hours of self-learning courses, and then they had around 40 hours of project development, which was done by, in support with the mentors from the SmartBridge team. So for next, we have top 5 states where we have most number of project submissions. So we had Sri Vishnu College of Engineering for Women from Andhra Pradesh, Tirumala Engineering College, Andhra Pradesh, ACE Engineering College, Telangana, Galgotias University, Uttar Pradesh, Sri Madhava Vadiraja Institute of Technology and Management from Karnataka. So congratulations for all the students and the educators who have successfully completed this event. So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our first speaker of the day. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Amarendra Katkam, founder and CEO, SmartBridge and Smart Interns. Mr. Amarendra is the man of distinct vision and a fountainhead of illuminating ideas, an idol of knowledge and experience, an inspiration to all of us. His passion towards building an effective learning system had made him relinquish his career in the government sector and to start SmartBridge in 2015. Till date, SmartBridge has enabled thousands of students and faculty on emerging technologies via project-based learning. Now I request Mr. Amarendra to take over, please.
So very good morning, one and all. What a wonderful day. And respected dignitaries on the dais. And yeah, I think we have a budding engineers come from multiple engineering colleges, and we have I can say committed educators who are bringing a spark in their students. Thanks for joining this Success Mate. And I would like to give some insights on overall conceptualization of this internship program, and and the, 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 the background behind this internship program. So last year, exactly this time, we were sitting in our boardroom and discussing, okay, how do we drive lakh internships in 2022, okay? And because the smart interns, I think you have experienced the platform. The core concept of smart interns is to drive project-based learning across the academics. And how do we take this project-based learning to the academics? So we have an engine of virtual internship. So that is how we have connected this project-based learning and internships together. And we have created a vision and a mission for 2022, create career-ready, job-ready students for the industry. So we were sitting in the boardroom and we started working out, okay, how do we achieve this 1 lakh internship completions? I'm not talking about the registrations, it is internship completions. So we reached out to all our partners. We reached out to IBM, Salesforce, Google, VMware, and a couple of other companies, as well as the main organization who has brought a light on the internship, the AICTE. So under the guidance of Buddha sir, we have structured this model and figured out the internship model with each partner and started creating the timelines and release internships into the market. So today, as on date, we have achieved this 1 lakh virtual internships in partnership with all the partners, and of course, with the support of the educators, the committed educators who are working across the colleges, who could able to guide their students to get into this internship program. Okay, and yeah, so when we launched this internship program, there was a lot of excitement across the students, because many students were posting their excitement on LinkedIn and other platforms, because it's Google end of the day. Okay, so we have seen a lot of excitement, but this year we started it as a pilot under the guidance of Karthik and Buddha sir. The Google team has worked a lot to conceptualize this program, and yeah, we have I think you have experienced this Google internship program, and we have tested with the limited numbers this year, but going forward, maybe we will look forward for bigger numbers for the Google internship program. Yep. So what I mean to say is, like, the platform what we have built, the smart interns, it has been built on the project-based learning as a core concept, and the students who get into the platform, they will experience the core project as well as the collaborative environment. I know this year you have worked individually under the project, but we are planning to bring in a collaborative environment where you can work as a team to build wonderful applications. And I take this opportunity to thank the Buddha sir for bringing up this virtual internship concept, and it is helping a lot of students to get into a outcome-driven internship program. So there are a lot of companies who are offering internship, but looking at India, I think the kind of engineers passing out every year, it's very difficult to get internships. Okay, and internships really help students to build their career path and get into the industry in a better way. So I thank Buddha sir for bringing up a light on this internship program through AICTE NEET initiative. And I thank all our industry partners, especially Google, for I know there is it's not that easy for Google to conceptualize internship, but we try convincing Karthik and other team. So thanks for creating such a wonderful model. And entire ecosystem is also coming forward to look into these interns, because now I think last one and a half month we have seen a lot of posts and internships in LinkedIn, and there were many calls coming from even the startups and companies to ask how can we hire these candidates, how can we have a model to interview these candidates who have done great internships through your platform. So we are coming up with one more module where we can bring in the students who have completed internships and the companies who are ready to hire them. So soon we will be launching that initiative also, so that you will be connected to the industry soon. Thank you so much for all the students who have put effort. Apart from your academics, I know you have spent a good amount of time to build the projects on the platform, and I thank all the faculty members who have motivated the students to get this internship done. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Ramdender, for showing us the insights of the conceptualization of the virtual internship program, and also the upcoming model of hiring even. So I think all the students are more excited about that now, currently. Okay, moving on next, we have our chief guest of the day today. May I have the honor of introducing Mr. Chandrasekhar Buddha, Chief Coordinating Officer, AICTE India. Dr. Buddha is focused to make India as education and knowledge capital of the world by providing the best education, technology, skilling, internships, entrepreneurship, startup, and innovation ecosystem to the youth of India. He is a unique combination of technologies, ideas, multi-domain business knowledge, entrepreneur leader with a go-getter attitude. Dr. Buddha, focusing on strategy, technology, and business transformation, he has architected 180 plus technology-based systems. Dr. Buddha, leading the Ministry of Education National Educational Alliance for Technology, that is NEET, initiative, Internship Enterprise Portal, Artificial Intelligence Language Translation Project, India Knowledge Systems, distributed 450 crore free digital content to higher education students and leading various student upskilling initiatives. Now I request Dr. Chandrasekhar Buddha to please address the audience.
Good morning all. On behalf of Ministry of Education, I welcome all of you for this wonderful event. So today morning, I started at morning 3 in Delhi. So my wife asked me, why you are so interested? I said, see, this is not about me. This is not about the ministry. This is not about the Honorable Prime Minister. This is about the future of our students, future of our country. And I'm so happy to see that half of the students are girls, women, who said that, we don't give equal opportunity. I think this is the best example, what we can show. I'm so happy because, as I also have one sister, and I see that, we used to discriminate. We all must accept. But no more we are discriminating. I think you all must accept that, we are giving equal opportunity. When Honorable Prime Minister ji says, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, I never got it. This is what Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Everyone is equal in our country. And everyone is equal, must get equal opportunities. Must get equal opportunities, not only as a technologies, as an innovation, on the innovation side, on the research side, on the lots of things are happening in this world. What I observed, I just close this. What I observed is that the world is moving very fast. And if you see every 3 months, right, the new things are coming up. Few years back, we don't know what is 5G, right? Today, we are talking about 5G, and tomorrow we are going to talk about Hyperloop technologies and, 7G. The world is moving very fast, and every 3 months, the technology as well as the way we live is changing. So what it really means is we need to adopt to that conditions in a super fast manner, right? Like a Bahubali, in a super fast way. By the way, I'm also from Andhra, so I speak Telugu very, very fluently. So basically what I understood is that we need to prepare our students, in order to capture and adopt all this kind of environment and gain all the best experience when they're in college. So what happens, see, when in India as well as China, when they both started their game in 1860s, our GDPs are same. But what Chinese did, which we never did, is that they started connecting the students with the industry on the initial level. Now we have realized that, we are lagging, because when we are in colleges, we never got any internship opportunities. I never attended any industry. We finished our engineering, then we struggled. I think, that is where we thought, let our sisters and brothers of next generation, let them not struggle. Let them connect with the industry, let them learn something. But when I say learning, what I really mean by learning, we have churned through a lot. I mean, when Amrendra ji come, I used to scold him a lot, saying that, no, these models doesn't work better, because, these models doesn't work at all, because these are not practical in nature. Most of the internship opportunities or most of the other companies, what they are doing is they are teaching something theoretical. Anyways, you are already learning that in your college, right? See, a lot of people coming out of degree with the theory, but not the practical approach, right? So that is where we churned through and created a very beautiful model, outcome driven, industry oriented, practical oriented. So if you see this, whenever they try to put in something, I try my best to attend. Just because of this one reason, this is more practical oriented. Before Amrendra ji started Smart Bridge, he used to run one small training center in Hyderabad, where he used to teach electronics, but one side he used to teach the theory, the second side he used to, give the tools like, the transistors and, all that to the students to play. It means the practicality thought, started long back. But this is the missing piece in our country. What is happening? The industry needs are different than what our students are gaining in the college. I think this is where we have identified and we interacted with the companies like Smart Bridge, and we requested companies like Google and various other big companies. We requested them to give an opportunity to our students so that they will learn. And as you know, various kind of opportunities, because I don't see you as working somewhere, okay? So because I think why we cry on Adani and Ambani, why don't we become one? I think, this is the fundamental problem in our country. People come and say, Adani is looting, Ambani is looting. They are not looting, well, they are earning. You also earn. Who stopped you? You also become another Adani and Ambani. Why don't you, patent your process? Why don't you create your own company? Why don't you give employment? Why don't you generate a global-based company from Hyderabad itself, or from Andhra, or from within our country? There are a lot of opportunities in Industry 4.0. Why you are not creating something, which is useful for Industry 4.0? Because this entire automation process needs so many innovations, right? So why don't we work on that? That innovation can be implemented across the board. And now I'm happy to share that in last 8 years, let me see the time. I don't know why it became 0, but I will just take some more with Amrendra ji's permission. So basically in last 8 years, I observed one very beautiful thing maybe you are not observed. In last 8 years, India received the highest investments. What it means, the entire global production, manufacturing production, service-based companies are going to come in our country. It is getting constructed across the country. But who is going to serve? Who is going to work there? Who is going to become a supply chain management for them? Who is going to become innovators for them? Who is going to become a researchers for them? I think huge opportunities within our country itself. Because when I was in US and UK, when I visited first few months, I felt very proud. Then I realized, you don't have something what we have in our country is a family-based systems. I was sick for almost 15 days. No one visited me, no one. Only one fellow Indian got out after 15 days. Why this fellow is not coming? Because we used to eat food together. So then I realized there is a lot of fundamental difference. Here you will get an opportunity to live in your own country, maybe with your family if possible, no, at least with your friends, have some fun. And at the same time, you can concentrate on creating some kind of a business. So not business means not only a technological business. The embroidery is also amazing business. Don't take it otherwise, but this whatever scarf you put, right? Someone is designing that scarf and they are selling it, and it became $1 billion industry. I mean, see, there are, if you want to do jugaad, right, India is the best place because we born and brought up with problems. See, the person living in US or other countries, they have everything. So they never born with the problem. We born with the problem. We see the problem every day. We never solve it. That's a different story. But we see the problem every day. The minute you think to solve the problem, right? That's where you will change yourself and your country. And you, of course, you will become a billionaire, in a shorter term. I think someone created a sanitary napkin, mission from Tamil Nadu, sir. I forgot his name. Murugeshan, I think his name. But what a beautiful innovation. Huh? I mean, trust me, the sanitary napkin pads comes from China. Don't you think Indians are so stupid, they can't create a small sanitary napkin? And that is also costing 25-30 rupees. We need to, the investment is 1 rupee, 2 rupees. And the most cotton product produced is in our country. So China takes it and they package it and they sell it back to you for 25 rupees. I will give you another example. Sir. One day I was in London and I'm feeling hungry, so I went out and to purchase some cashew nut. So I bought cashew and I ate. Then I realized, oh my God, this cashew is from Palasa, from Srikakulam. I'm from Vizag, Vishakhapatnam. So this, because from childhood I'm eating, I know this cashew nut. Then I surprised, I did a reverse engineering of that company, from where they are getting these goods. The shocking thing is, bichara, this poor farmer sell this cashew nut for lesser price to this Chinese company. They put it in big ship, they will take it there, they will polish it, they will pack it, put it, make in China and sell it to the entire world. Don't you think we can do it? See, I think the fundamental problem with Indians always concentrate on problem, not on the solution. We live with the problem every day, we live with the problem, we curse the problem 100 times every day. We never try to solve the problem. The minute you try to solve the problem, I think, then that is where the innovation starts. The fundamental difference between our country and other countries, we are a democratic country. See, we give equal opportunities to everyone. And now the Honorable Prime Minister is saying, do whatever you want to do, but, make sure our students will get emerging technologies, they will get empowered, they will survive anywhere. So now we are coming up with the example 5G, right? We started training 5G to the students. We started focusing on cyber security because huge opportunities on cyber security. If you see in the next 2 years, 56 lakh cyber security professionals required across the globe. If you ask me more, because how many of you have mobile? I'm sure everyone. Means everyone needs a cyber security protection. So why don't one of you create a something, app which protects our mobile? Because every day people are stealing the information using your mobile only, right? So your mobile is the main, victim. So why don't you create a small app? See, the thought process here, see, in our country, the best thing is you can do experiment on anyone. You can take anyone's mobile and do it. But in other country, you can't. So this is an opportunity window. I think we are not seeing the right side of the brain. So you need to connect your right and left brain, in order to do innovation, in order to do a research. I think let us all work together. And as from Government of India, we assure you that, we want all of you to grow. But together, if possible, maybe if possible, do something to the country. But how you can do it? I will give you a simple best example. You please visit a nearest slum. You teach something, to the students, who is not going to school. Encourage them. I think what will happen, I will tell you. When I did my diploma, I selected one poor guy, who's come from a small remote village. I used to teach him. He used to ask some dumb questions. But that dumb questions opened up my mind because he used to ask something very innocent, because he don't know. He was just asking like that only. Why there is a sine wave is like this? Because I'm an electronics student. So I used to think, oh bloody, I never thought that. Why? Because, I was under impression that, the sine wave is always like this. But he asked me, why? I said, I don't know. He said, you don't know and you are teaching me. Then I went back and started studying my engineering books when I was in diploma because I want to answer this fellow. See, always you teach someone who don't know about that subject so that you will learn better. They will ask something out of the box questions innocently, but that will give you a better understanding on the subject. So this is the request I have. And as I, about the smart bridge, you are already experienced. So I request, in one Telugu movie, Chiranjeevi says, right, as you got help, you help 3 others. So as you have experienced a smart bridge, as we want to encourage all Indian companies, you please refer a smart bridge, to other countries. Okay, so what happens, other students, other colleges, within your college, other branches, so that the word will spread. Let us all work together. Because what is happening, another minus point in our country, I mean, I'm not blaming, because I'm also Indian, so I completely understand, how Indian brain works. We all work like this. When a first ranker don't speak to second ranker, first ranker doesn't speak to the last bencher doesn't speak to the first bencher, who play very good cricket or football, they don't speak to others. I mean, we all working like this. Don't you think we all work like a team India together? I think this is the missing piece. The minute you do it right and see the chain, see, always the country which wins is who works together. So when the US got developed, when they have nothing, barren land, they all work together, and now it's a developed nation, right? I think that's the only missing ingredient in our country. We all get divided by the thoughts, because our history is so huge, so we don't accept one thing, which I completely understand. But working together, right, I think this makes lots of difference. And see, the way when you share, right, things will change. They will ask you so many things, they will recommend, they will give you thoughts. I think that will the best thing. In case if you can't share, I will give you the last idea, and I will just give the opportunity to the next speaker. You speak with your mother. I will tell you why. See, mother is so innocent. Mother always treats, whether you are big or small, it doesn't care. My mother simply says, I don't care whether you are an officer or anything. You are my son, that's it. Aajao, annam tinu, subbaranga, padko, vellu. So, because they are innocent, what happens? You share your idea with them. They are so innocent, they will ask you so many questions. You will get answers, different kind of questions. I'm telling you, you will get so many answers out of them. And if possible with father also. So this is the way we need to go together. So let's all work together. And I thank Google as well as all other stakeholders, because giving an opportunity is also very big deal, So it's not so easy to convince other stakeholders in Google, simply saying that, we will give opportunity, because there is a vulnerability of chances, through your mission, maybe someone will hack Google infrastructure, right? So they have given opportunity. I thank all of them, and I thank all the winners today. Amrendraji told, they have selected few, but winning, losing doesn't really matter. How much you try, how creative you are, how innovative you are is the measurement. As Amrendraji is saying, keep on, 1 lakh, I don't believe in 1 lakh. I believe in quality. I see a high quality 200 students here, period. This is what I register in my brain. I think, having 1 lakh, within that, you have only 1,000 or 2,000 creamy people. There is no point, right? What is the ratio? Ratio is like, 5:95. So I want, somewhere around 70:30, so that the 30 best of the best brains, if they all work together. Maybe Amarendraji, I request you give one assignment together. Okay, maybe I will give you one assignment. See, in our traffic police, you have seen, right? They have the walkie-talkies. They speak. They only speak. The voice will get transforming from one place to another. But imagine if you all together created a device, which not only sends a voice message, it sends the pictures as well as video also. Because someone is just flying through, breaking the signal, the traffic fellow will, I know you won't do it now, but the traffic fellow will record it and send it to the next guy easily, and to the police station. Some crime happens in front of your eyes. You don't know what to do. So simply you will just record it and send it. Through this walkie-talkie frequencies, you can say that, we have WhatsApp and all. No, I'm not talking about HTTP and HTTPS protocol. I'm talking about the frequency which used by this police. This is one of the thought. You can try out various things, but this is one of the very useful initiative. And language is another barrier. So we need to, I think, break this barrier. We are working very hard to create so many things. where the language never be a barrier, in our country. Because if you move to south, north, then they speak only Hindi. When they move towards the south, then, they will face problem because they don't understand the local languages. So imagine a tool, which can translate the language immediately, instantly, and giving the solution. We are working on all those deep learning technologies, but if anyone is interested on deep learning, Node.js, on working on very complex applications, you are welcome. You please come, and, we are happy. Let us all work together for good for our country. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Buddhaji, for your kind words, and we always look forward for your support for upcoming programs as well. Thank you so much, sir. Moving on next, I would like to introduce our next guest, Mr. Karthik Padmanabhan, Developer Relations Program Manager Lead, Google. Karthik is part of the Google's global developer ecosystem team focusing on the incredible India and other emerging marketing opportunities. Focused on devising and executing plans to nurture influencers and their communities to boost Google's technology advocacy, adoption, quality, and perception for the next billion users. He was responsible for scaling the IBM Cloud ecosystem in Asia Pacific, focused on driving adoption for IBM Cloud and Watson APIs with developers, startups, and enterprises. He was also in education space where he was responsible for student acquisition as director. Karthik was with Microsoft India as Director Partnerships. He has over 24 years of IT industry experience with companies like Wipro, Infotech, Tata, IBM, and software. Now I would like to invite Mr. Karthik to please address the audience.
So good morning, everybody. How are you all doing? Good. So thank you for making time to visit and participate in the Android Campus Fest. And I also want to use this opportunity to thank Amrendra for partnering with us and making this program what it is. So thank you very much, Amrendra sir. And I also want to use this opportunity to thank Dr. Chandrasekhar Buddha. Thank you very much, sir, for his leadership and his vision in driving a lot of really innovative programs. I got introduced that I've been in the education space for some time, but a lot of great things have been happening from AICTE. So I want to really congratulate them and thank them and compliment for the great vision and the great efforts they've been doing over the last few years especially. So really a big effort. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Paneer Selvan for building an amazing community in Telangana. So I think T-Hub has been spearheading a lot of efforts in terms of community building, startup innovations, helping engineers, budding engineers such as you to build amazing products. So thank you very much, sir, for your leadership and the way things have been shaping up in Telangana over the last few years. So yeah, I think as Google, our job is to basically work with ecosystem partners such as this to make sure that students and faculties out there are able to use Google technologies in a meaningful way to build products that can solve real-world problems. So for us to embark on that, so these technologies are just plumbing blocks or just tools. But if these tools are not used in the right way, these tools will mean nothing, right? So how do you start using these tools, like be it an Android, be it Google Cloud, be it Flutter, be it Chrome extensions or Chrome, or TensorFlow, machine learning? All these are tools, technologies, pieces by itself means nothing if these are not put into use. So there are two ways of putting this into use. One is what we call as self-learning, which we've all been traditionally doing. You do self-learning, and then you write exams, and then you go attend interviews, you again write some tests, and then again you prepare for some interviews, and then you get a job, and then you move on, and then you get trained. And then the companies invest in 2 years and 3 years of training, and then they put you on projects, and then again they retrain you. That's not scalable. And that's very, very expensive, very costly, way of doing, and it doesn't work, and companies are eventually will stop doing all that. People will need ready-made, trained, skilled resources who can start running from day one. You can't just show up one day in a campus and say, I'm there, now make use of me. So it doesn't work that way. You need to land, as soon as you land, you need to start running. And for you to, as soon as you land, for you to start running, what do you need to do? You need to prepare yourself. 4 years is a long time to prepare yourself. It is a long time to prepare yourself. So you need to make use of all these wonderful programs. AICTE has introduced virtual internship, wonderful programs, project-based learning, which SmartBridge is working on. And of course, there are world-class tools and technology, not just from Google. There are millions of companies out there who have amazing tools and technology. Like I said, those tools and technologies of no use if people like you are not putting it to good use to build products, learn, break things, learn again. So you learn by doing things. And you don't learn by just by reading and just producing what you read into on a piece of paper, right? It doesn't work that way. You need to apply those learning into practical situations. And so today, if you want to be an engineer, what is the minimum thing you need to do? For you to be a good engineer, what is the quality you need to have? Top 2-3 qualities as an engineer. Sir? Yeah, then? Skills, it's too broad. Skills everybody needs, right? So, but as an engineer, what is the core to an engineer? Yeah, engineers are paid to solve problems. Engineering is all about solving problems and creating a platform or a framework to continue to solve those problems, right? So that's what engineering is all about. And so these tools and technologies which these amazing companies like Google and other folks offer are just engineering tools which you apply to solve some real world problems. And that's where you have these platforms like project-based learning, internships and all that, which gives you an opportunity to apply those tools and technologies and the framework to actually solve real-world problems. So if you're not solving real-world problems in the 4 years duration, then you're not going to become a good engineer. And if you don't become a good engineer, then in today's time and context, it's going to be tough for you to have a career, right? Because people are only going to pay you for the engineering talent. Like I said, those gone are the days when people used to just show up and companies used to train you and apply and put you in some kind of task-oriented work. Right now, people are looking for engineers, people who can really engineer solutions, engineers who can understand problems and come up with scalable solutions. So to do that, you need to have the right kind of mindset, and you need to develop that mindset very early on. And those mindsets is simple. You need to understand the power of community learning. You need to understand the power of collaboration. You need to understand the power of active listening, somebody said. You need to understand the power of applying all this and overcoming the fear of failure. You need to get away from this fear psychosis that what if I fail? So you can't, so how many of you started talking without, like, did anybody started talking just like that? One fine day you woke up and you started speaking? No, right? Did anybody just woke up one fine day and started walking? So everything is a learning process, right? Everything in life is a learning process. You learn through mistakes. And so only when you make mistakes, you learn from that. So and similarly, learning technology, applying tools, solving real world problems, you're not going to solve problem like that day one. It's an iterative process. You will keep at it, you learn, you'll keep solving, and then you'll make mistakes, you'll solve for those mistakes, and then you'll eventually start getting it, right? So to do that, you need to have those values, you need to have the characteristics, you need to have the qualities of an engineer. And if you, the moment you decide to take engineering as a profession, you have to have those qualities of an engineer. You can't have a qualities of a student. In traditional sense, the student quality is very, very academic oriented, which is of no use in today's context. You have to have a mentality of an engineer. You need to believe that you're an engineer. So academics is only a tool, like an Android is a tool, Flutter is a tool. All these are tools for you to apply to solve real world problems. So you need to be thinking of real world problems, dreaming of solving real world problems in your particular area of which you are passionate about, to move on. Otherwise, it just becomes 4 years of a lot of waste of time and energy and money for everybody, right? For you, for the system, for people like us, for people like SmartBridge, everybody wastes a lot of time. And why contribute to this national waste if you're not really believing and thinking like engineers, right? So I wish you all the best to be a great engineers, and looking forward to working with amazing engineering talent out here. And and Google is always there to help you in this process. We have amazing communities. We have Google developer groups. I would encourage you to join them. You'll be able to work with the community, solve a lot of real world problems with them. If you're not Google developer student clubs, please check out developer student clubs or apply for that. That's an amazing place for you to do collaborative learning, solve real world problems by applying all this knowledge into practical scenarios. As you keep growing up in your profession, we also have something called the Google Developer Experts. And you can use that platform to share and contribute more. The more you give, more you share, the more you gain knowledge. And that's the way Google Developer Experts program works. We also have Women Tech Maker program. I'm so impressed to see a lot of women out here. We want to drive diversity, gender neutrality, and also diversity in terms of tier 2, tier 3 towns working with mainstream cities. So we want to make sure that its technology space is as diverse as possible. So because of which we have a Women Tech Maker program. Of course, we have a program due to which we are here called the Android Educators Program. That's a program which we launched a couple of years back, but it's built amazing traction. I think this year we've been able to reach, thanks to partners like SmartBridge, around over a lakh students. We probably trained around 1,000 plus faculties. We are present in 700 colleges across India. It's staggering stats out there, and it's still just the tip of the iceberg. We also been working on the cloud training front with a lot of colleges in your space. We also work with Flutter. So this is an amazing thing what we have been able to give. But what we have learned through this whole process is it's also helping a lot of students to become problem solvers, become better engineers, engineer solutions which can solve problems at scale, right? So this is the platform which we have, and we would like you to encourage you to continue using these platforms like the Android Educators Program, Google Developer Student Clubs, the faculty program, and later on in your career become a Google Developer Experts. So with that, I want to thank you all and wish you the very best in your respective careers, and yeah, we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Karthik. It was wonderful information for the students. And also thank you for highlighting the aspect that they should be having a mind of problem solver. So I hope we all take away this point from here this day. I know that you guys are good problem solvers, but then we need to change with the advanced technology, right? So we need to keep up our pace. All right, moving on next. We have our next guest, Mr. Paneer Selvam, Chief Innovation Officer, T-Hub. Mr. Selvam is an energetic, knowledge and innovation-driven professional with over 20 years of meticulous understanding of customers and markets, thereby providing insights for development of marketing strategy, branding, and new product development for corporates and startups in a wide range of categories. He has very diversified and ground-level exposure to evolving customer behavior and the dynamic phase of consumerism in India. Having worked with clients like Axis Bank, Titan, HP, Tata Steel, Tata Global Beverages, Unilever, and many more. Mr. Paneerselvan has sound trajectory in designing, managing, and executing framework for strategic measures on sales, distribution, brand tracking, customer satisfaction, linkages of internal stakeholders to customer loyalties. Now I request Mr. Paneerselvan to address the audience, please. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, and a very warm welcome to all of you, especially the students to T-Hub. So what you heard about my profile and what I'm doing here is very different, right? So it's any of you understand what Chief Innovation Officers do? Right? So it's very, very difficult to go after two people who have spoken very illustriously, especially after Karthik and hearing after Mr. Buddha. So I'll briefly tell you what we do here. So my role is essentially what we encouraging you to do is, right, solve problems. So my short form, Paneerselvam, they normally make it PS, and that PS is it's like nothing but problem solution, right? So we find that that's kind of something that I carry. So first of all, you all should be proud and you should be excited. You are in the one of the world's largest innovation campuses. Have you seen the facility? Have you there's just 50% of it's ready. So we have the 18.1 acre campus in T-Hub, that is T-Hub, T-Works, and Image Tower. So three key participants to this campus, three key entities driving innovation in Telangana, in Hyderabad, and not only for Telangana and Hyderabad, but almost for the entire India now, and for the rest of the world as well. So I'm very, very, very happy to have you all here, and this is your facility. This is for you all to come and innovate and experience innovation and experience entrepreneurship and practice all the problem solving that you want to do, right? It's for the students, it's for you. We guys are trying hard to build this ecosystem, right? And I wish you, every one of you, to come here regularly and make the best use of it, right? So two things I would love to leave with you. I don't want to take much of your time. One, first and foremost, what is innovation? To my mind, it's just a refreshing way of finding a solution to a existing problem. Even for, as I always say, even for the new for Newton, or Einstein, the apple dropped only once, right? So it's not something that you don't want to have. You cannot have a eureka moment every other day. But if you can have some incremental positive ways of doing, refreshing ways of doing problem solving, you end up solving a lot of problems for not only for people around you, but for larger community as well. So look for smaller but refreshing way of doing things in your own ecosystem and solve. Eventually you will end up solving bigger problems. To my mind, that's first thing you need to keep in mind. Second is, we always look at primarily doing three things, right? One is are we solving a real problem? And second thing, is the customer willing to pay for it? I think that's very important, because end of the day, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you should solve a problem where there is a opportunity to market it and sell it and get the build value out of it or create value out of it. And the third is that a scalable problem? I think all of you are engineers in IT and IT enabled services. I think the world is open for you to build solutions. Every day there are new challenges coming up and new opportunities are coming up. So and it's an amazing time that you are all living in. There has never been such a strong support ecosystem available. Take your time, spend time in the building, go to T-Works. Eventually you will figure out that this is one of the best things that are happening to Hyderabad and Telangana and for India, that there is a lot of structured growth in the innovation ecosystem across the country, not just here, but across the country. And you guys are sitting in the amazing times and make the best use of it. That's pretty much what I want to share. And whenever you have a challenge, just reach out to us at T-Hub, and we will be happy to support in whichever way you can. And I also take this opportunity to congratulate SmartBridge. Amar and me have known for each other for almost a year now, year and a half, or maybe, and I'm a big fan of what he does. You know, he just puts his head down and builds business, and amazing work that the entire team is doing at SmartBridge. And thanks Google team for participating and encouraging organizations like SmartBridge to build a scale that the entire student community needs. And thank you, sir, for being here. I think it's amazing to see the support from the government of India as well. Thank you very much. And experience T-Hub. The hashtag is world's largest innovation campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Paneerselvan, for addressing the audience, and thank you for being here. And I thank all the guests for taking out time and present here and grace the occasion. So next is the certification distribution program. So the actually most awaiting part for the students, right? So moving on, next we'll have Educator Development Program top 3 winners and also Virtual Internship Program top 3 winners. So from Educator Development Program, we have Mr. Kushagra Tomar from KLE Technology University, Mr. Mughal Yashin Pasha from SVIT, Mr. Vishal Gupta, MMEC from Haryana. Unfortunately, all of them couldn't make it for the event as they are out of Hyderabad. So give it a big round of applause for them, guys, as they'll be watching virtually. So next, I would request all the honored guests to please give away the certificate as I announce. So the top 3 students I have, please come forward when I announce your name. First, Surya Suhas, ACE Engineering College. Next we have Kirtana J, Rajalakshmi Engineering College. Next we have Ponugothu Sai Kiran, ACE Engineering College. Next we have the other top 25 projects from the students who have submitted the projects to us. First we have no particular order, they are top 25. Okay guys, yeah. First comes Abhishek Kumar Mayura, Rajkiya Engineering College. Mr. Roshan Shikhawant from Neil Institute of Technology. Next is Anindya Sarkar, East Point Engineering College of Technology. For those who couldn't make it, they'll be watching virtually, so I'm announcing their names as well. Mr. Ansh from Holy Mission College. Junjuri Tejashwini. Arvind Sampati, Loyola Engineering College. Batula Praveen, Narsarapet Engineering College. Mr. Rajiv, Potaraju Rajiv. Surname Ajay Kumar. Sheikh Zoheb Hussain. Singareni Dilip. Asik Ali Khan. Solapur Ruchita. So thank you so much. The others who couldn't make it, we will be couriering the certificates to the respective participants. Thank you all guests for being part of this. Next, we have few testimonials from both the programs. First will be our educational development program testimonial. Before that, I request Smart Engine team members to be here for a small pic. Now I would like to request Mr. Yunus from ACE Engineering College to please share his feedback.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So first of all, I'll thank Smart Intern for giving this opportunity, and thank you for all the dignitaries here. I would like to share my experience as an educator in this program, which we started on July and the August. And as Chandrasekhar sir said, that I completely believe that it's a wonderful platform, especially for the people who wanted to experience the practical knowledge of it. And you all know, like, mobile development is not so easy. Like, you cannot develop apps just by learning theory from it, unless and until you do not have a practical knowledge of the app development. I hope, like, you will not be here. So it's a wonderful platform. Like, we have like almost a 2 months program, and we have like experience a lot of assignments day to day. We have to work on it, and we have like shared and a lot of like support from the mentors team, and that helped us to tell our students how they can work in that particular platform. And I'll be very thankful and will be very happy that like 2 of our students from the top are from our college. Thank you all to my students and to my team, that they all supported all the way, and thanks to the founder of our Smart Intern, who helped us all the way to happen all these things. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yusuf, for sharing that wonderful experience of yours. So moving on next, we have a student journey experience first coming from Ruchita from Geetanjali Engineering College.
Very good morning to one and all present over here. I am Solapur Ruchita from Geetanjali College of Engineering and Technology, currently pursuing BTech third year in Computer Science and Engineering in Cyber Security. I am elated to share my experience that I have successfully completed the Google supported virtual internship program on Android Basics in Kotlin, organized by Smart Interns in collaboration with AICTE during the period August to September 2022. Kotlin is an expressive, concise programming language that reduces common code errors and easily integrates into existing apps. Today, over 70% of Google apps are built using Kotlin. This includes apps like Maps, Home, Play, Drive, and Messages. One example of success comes from the Google Home team, where migrating new feature development to Kotlin resulted in a 33% reduction in code base size and a 30% reduction in the number of NPE crashes. The popularity of Android application has skyrocketed all around the world for one reason or another. People of all ages use an Android application. The internet and apps have grown in popularity. Companies have recognized its potential and the fact that it can reach any business varied consumers. One of the main reasons people are drawn to technology is because it makes their life simpler. Special thanks to Amrendra Katkam sir, founder and CEO of SmartBridge, and Kat Quinn sir, developer advocate Google, for supporting us and for conducting such great events, and Dr. Chandrasekhar Buddha, Chief Coordinator Officer, All India Council for Technical Education, and Karthik Padmanabham sir, Developer Ecosystem Lead, Google, and Mr. Pannir Selvam sir, Chief Innovation Officer, T-Hub Corporate Innovation. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your experience, Ruchita. Next, we have Kirtana J from Rajalakshmi Engineering College.
A warm welcome to one and all present here. So myself Kirtana J, currently pursuing my BE Computer Science and Engineering. I'm a second year student at Rajalakshmi Engineering College, Chennai. So first of all, in my third sem only, I got a mail from my college that Smart Bridge is going to conduct an internship. I was very happy because excluding my academics, I am a kind of student who used to surf a lot because I want to develop my practical knowledge in this technology stuffs, and I'm a technophile, one who is very interested to learn about new technology. And one more happiest thing is that it was a Google supported virtual internship. Then I and some of my friends applied for it and we did it. First of all, wholeheartedly I want to thank, because the self-learning videos, many self-learning videos we'll be seeing, it will not be like very guidance for the students. The students will be, it will be very boring, to be very frank. But this self-learning video, it was not boring. The constraint was that we did not find time because of our academics, but somehow we managed it to learn. The Google platform the Google platform was very wonderful. We got many practical knowledge, and in each unit there was actually 6 units in this internship program, and at the end of each unit we had a project session which was very wonderful and it was very worthy. Then next comes the project phase, where some problem statements was given to us, and I'm very happy that I was successfully able to complete this project, because at initial stage I don't know anything about Android Studio. It was very new word for me because that time I was in my first year. So yeah, I learned a lot from this internship, and it was such a very wonderful journey. So moving on, I would like to attend more internships like this, and now I am doing many projects on Android app development with the help of Kotlin. I would like to thank all the jury and all the members and all the organization for giving this wonderful opportunity, because for the students like me, it was a mind-blowing opportunity from a very highly reputed organization, and I personally learned many steps from here, and I'm very happy to be a part of this Android Campus Fest, and I'm very happy that I have successfully completed my internship program as one of the top 3 students. Thank you all.
Thank you, Kirtana, for that wonderful experience. And we also make sure that we'll come up with more such events for you to participate in. So next we have Mr. Asik Ali from C.V. Raman Engineering College. Please do share your experience.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Asik Ali Khan from C.V. Raman Global University. I'm doing BTech in specialization in EE. I would like to thank for the appreciation certificate given that motivates us to do more projects like this, and to solve real life problems. I didn't expect that we'll be called and we'll be given this certificate in stage, as many online virtual classes are going on. Paid ones are also going on. They're organized, they're paid, and only virtual certificates are given. There is no motivation behind that. But Smart Interns was different. First, the Zoom lessons were given. Those are long, lengthy, but detailed one. Then the Google documentations helped how we should carry on the projects, how we will be making the projects. My sincere appreciation to the team. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashikali, for sharing the experience. Now I request our esteemed guests to please go through the projects that are displayed at the registration area. We have top three projects. Those are displayed over there, and you have also the presentation from there. And please, sir. So now we would be breaking for lunch, and we'll join back here by 2 o'clock. Everyone can also, meanwhile you have lunch and you come back, if you have time, you can also go through the top three projects as well. So I request the top three project participants to please go to the pods and be ready.
Hello everyone. How are you all? Super excited? Awesome. Okay, so I am Anuj Garg, Developer Relation Engineer at Google. And today I want to talk about Jetpack Compose. Okay, some of you might have heard about it, some of you might not have heard about it, some of might already have used it. Okay, but I want to talk about the inner gist of how you can use Jetpack Compose, how you can think about Jetpack Compose. And before that, I want to just do an icebreaker. Okay, so that most of you are very a bit too close right now, so you open up a little bit after the lunch. So some of these are not Android Desert release names. Can you tell me which of these are not Android Desert names? Nugget, okay. Honeycomb is not, there's a not. There is a not at the top. You are talking about real names. Candy, okay. From the back, yeah, be some excited. Okay, so we have Nugget, Toblerone and Candy. Okay, these are the ones who are not the real. Okay, sorry, I think we missed one slide back there. Okay, no problem. Okay, there is one more icebreaker that is not in a slide. I will just ask. Okay, so second is, all of you use a lot of Android applications. So one of your favorite Android application, and why does your favorite Android application? Anyone? You? Do you have a favorite Android application? No favorite Android application. It hurts. Okay. Anyone else? Huh? Snapchat. Why? Okay. So it processes your images and provide you good outputs. Okay. Good. Anyone else? Huh? Instagram. You know, favorite a lot of people for different reasons, right? For like, you know, it helps us scroll through all day. It's pass our time, then recommendations for things, and then any other reason for Swiggy, food, a lot of food, very, very important thing. Okay, good. So these are all Android applications we love a lot, and there are different reasons. There are philosophical reasons for applications to be good, like when we talk about YouTube, it helps us search a lot of content with so less keywords, right? Then there are developer reasons. If an application is less glitchy, we will like it more, right? If there are lesser junks, we will like it more, right? And then there are organizational reasons, like if an application is having updates frequently, we will like it more. Not too frequently, not every day, but it is not getting outdated for too long. So there are different reasons for liking an application, and if we specifically point out at developer reason, for developer point of view, then for developer point of view, we need something very, very specific to be consumed, right? For specific reasons. So one of the things that Android helps us with is Jetpack Compose. And why Jetpack Compose? Because it provides us declarative UI. Okay, it provides us declarative UI. And what is declarative UI? That you will have your UI as a function of state. What does it mean? Any suggestions what it means? You just have to change your state to change the UI. And why is it impactful? Because when you are talking about a Google Map application, when you are talking about a Google Map application and your Uber car or any kind of like cab is using that service, would you really want your system, like maybe your driver, that you are pointing him like turn left, turn right, turn left, go straight ahead? You do not want to dictate all that information to your cab driver. What you want is, I added this direction, this is my final location. What you can say is, this is the final state. You added that information. Now everything, all the decisions are getting automatically taken care of. Okay, and if something gets sidetracked, it is automatically getting to the proper location. So same way, when you are building an application, what if you could just provide the information? Okay, so this is the final state I want for this particular scenario, and UI automatically update according to it. Okay, and it is required for a lot of things. When we talk about, let us suppose, a food delivery application, you have a menu, somebody adds some item to it. Okay, somebody added like I want this Peppy Paneer pizza. So when I added that, a lot of changes are happening on the screen, right? My total cart value is changing. How many items of this particular menu item that I added, that is changing. What coupons I can apply, changing. If I can check out or not, is changing. But if all these changes I had to do on my own, like I had, let us suppose I have instance of button, I have different labels, different values, and I'm changing all those values on my own. Enabling, disabling button, enabling, disabling coupons, and all these things, if I'm doing on my own instead of the declarative UI, what is the problem with that? Some way you will mess up. Like on the right, you could mess up, like instead of left, you said right, and now everything is gone. Okay, now you are somewhere like you have to, first thing is you have to put an intelligence to it that you did something wrong, right? And if on the device, on the part of like user had that device and they added something, removed something, now it is an inconsistent state. If you are removing the item, it is saying that you can check out. If you are adding the item, it is saying you cannot check out. Is it a good experience? No, but you have seen applications go wide like that. You have seen a lot of applications a lot of time have sidetracked at a point, then you had faced a problem. So because of that, Jetpack Compose with declarative UI can help you a lot on that front. Then SLAT development, how SLAT development is beneficial? For everything SLAT development is beneficial, right? Because it is saving time, and if something can build fast, you can release it fast, right? And for all the startups and all the development that is happening, fastest thing that we could build on, because our microprocessor understand what? Assembly. If we build something on assembly, it would be very fast. True? Why we do not build something directly on the assembly? First thing, different machines, it wouldn't be, you cannot build at one place and distribute anywhere, definitely. So there are a lot of factors that you need to involve to make your development fast. Okay, many times it will reduce your speed of execution to some level, but that is a kind of give and take scenario. Like, okay, so I'm giving you a bit of extra memory and extra processing. In exchange, I'm able to create my application faster. So the same scenario as with SLAT development, because you can build your application better and faster with Jetpack Compose. So it is better, and it is compatible with inter-of fashion as well. So if you are building your XML application, Android application with XML, you could integrate Jetpack Compose in between, or you can create your Jetpack Compose application and somewhere you could use your old way of building Android application with the help of XML. Cool. This part I already discussed, this previous slide, declarative versus imperative. Now the next point is, if you had this layout, XML layout in Android application, you had this text view, buttons and linear layout and everything, you had to then, in activity of fragment, had to find, then set, visibility, add, remove. All these things are happening in the fashion of what? Imperative. Okay. So if anything mess up, you are the one who is responsible for it. Okay. You cannot simply say state done. Okay. If state is this, show this, hide this, animate this, you are not doing that. You are saying, okay, these are all the items. Now, if something is happening, let me run some functions, and based on those functions, there would be steps, like in cab, turn right, go straight, turn left. Same way, enable this, disable this, all the things you are doing by yourself. So that is very, very difficult to deal with. Same way, this much code, this much code. Sorry, it's looking a bit blurry, but still you can see this much code, this much code. Okay, you can simply say, okay, I'm creating a text, providing the value, and now it is a composable function. That's it, right? And it is doing, you do not have to like create a XML file in which you have to provide this much information of. Definitely, when you take some part of, take a look at some part like match parent, and these things are not available right now in this areas. Okay, so you might say that there is no layout bounding it, but the point is that it is, okay, this is somewhere similar that we could add. So kind of a tricky example just to showcase that lines are lesser, but even if you go in detail and say, okay, so I want a container as well, okay, just create a box around it, one additional line, that's it. Cool? Okay, so how do you think in Compose? Construct UI, describe what, not how. What to show, you have to figure out. That is what you have to, like showcase in your UI. You don't have to showcase how it should be happening. Internal things would be happening in the background. Okay. Standard layouts, row. Why you need these kind of items? Because individual composables that you will be having for this, those individual components, like you want text item, like, or maybe not just text item, like if you open Google Pay, okay, on Google Pay, you at the top you have some items, okay, you have like search the name of the person you want to pay money to, then there are some boxes, and these things are there, okay. So when you say the name of the people, then it is a row, and then there are images around it, right? On the images you could tap on any image and then you forward to that person. So that is a row. Same row, you're adding component, adding items, okay. That component could be a reusable composable. You just provide that and things automatically work accordingly, okay. If you want a column, just write column and start adding things to it. Also, instead of row, you're just adding item in the column. In a box, things will stack. In a box, things will stack. So if you want overlapping items, you wouldn't be going for row or column. You would be going for the box, right? And you will say that, okay, this all seems pretty basic. How can we build, complicated things around it? But if you take a look at it, if you think of any application, isn't like this whole parameter that is happening around it is approximately just this only. Definitely there are grid as well, but basic structure is generally what? You have to do orientation, either vertical or horizontal, okay, and then you just keep on adding items to it. definitely you will have to say how much width or how much height of the screen it should consume. But except of that, we just have to think about if we are putting items horizontally or vertically. Okay. For the positioning, like we could do with relative layout and linear layout, there should be some extra configurations that we are providing through row and column only, not creating something different than that. Does it make sense? So we have to minimize. So like as a platform, Android had to minimize. We as Google, we minimized the things on external part that you could use, but internal functionality still increases. Okay, you can simply minimize your thought process to okay, row, column. Then in the case of row and column, additional thing that we provide is okay. This deck is a bit lesser modified. Sorry, Lalit, I modified some things at the last moment. I didn't realize. Okay, so just one more slide that was in between is lazy items. So lazy list, same for lazy rows and lazy columns. You had that for lazy rows and lazy columns. Lazy rows and lazy columns are like if rows and columns are too big, you will say that this older version of doing things, is not working now. Okay, why? Because a lot of components and composables are getting loaded at a single moment, and that's a bad application. Okay, if a lot of items are getting loaded at the same time, that is something that you faced like 7-8 years back. If you opened a messaging application with too many messages, it will lag, right? It used to lag in that fashion, but now it doesn't, because of one thing is paging. Paging is like whenever you are loading some resources from database or internet or whatever, you are not loading everything at once. So operations from internet or operations from your local system happening lesser at a single time. And then second thing is you do not want to like choke up your RAM of your mobile at a single instance with a lot of items for that part as well. So lazy rows and columns, first thing, when you scroll, it is giving you a better scroll because items are getting loaded and utilized accordingly. So not a lot of composables are in your RAM at a single moment. And second thing, because you are able to like use paging and other additional libraries alongside it, you can better optimize how you interact with your local database or remotely to a API or somewhere. Like even if you open like Google search, paging can be anything. No, you could say that if I click, then utilize the paging mechanism and get the next page. Or I could use it for infinite scrolling. Any way we want to do, we could do, but definitely we want to utilize this paging scenario for this. Okay, cool. Then modifiers, right? We want to talk about modifiers. What are modifiers? We said okay, row, column, and box, and lazy rows and lazy columns. But all of these things that we are creating, we want to modify them. Okay, modify them in what sense? Okay, this is my text. Currently, just saying this hello. Okay, hello, compose. But what I want is, I want to change the background of this. I want to change how its background looks. So I want to add a magenta color to it. By default, it is on the, just after the default value, it is the first non-default value. So modifier background, there it is. You could simply say modifier is equal to, if you want to, if you are more comfortable in that sense, modifier is equal to modifier, then you can change what all the changes you want there. Modifier.background magenta, good. For size, we want to change it. Let us suppose we want to like increase the width or increase the height, all these things we could provide in the size. We want to provide some padding. Awesome, dot padding, cool. Definitely you have to take a look at a smaller thing, that these chaining are one by one. So if you first provide something, then later on a different thing, impact can be a different. Okay, so like if I'm saying first increase to the width, then provide the padding, or I'm saying provide the padding and then increase it to the whole width, like width should be like fill max width. Those both items would have different impact on how it will look like. Okay, chaining will happen, and one by one, actions will be taken care of. So because of that, when you talk about CSS, you have what? Padding and borders are different, but when you're talking about here, how you are orienting the padding in different actions, same padding modifier can work as both padding and border. Sorry, padding and outside is border is the outside, whatever. I'm not that expert in CSS, so like from the for the outside part, whichever it is. Okay, awesome. Same way, transparency, alpha you can provide. Then most of the items you can make clickable. So you can just provide a modifier clickable, and whatever you want to happen when you click that button, you can provide that lambda there. Okay, that is pretty cool. Now what you will feel is, okay, so these are the modifiers. So do I remember the same modifier, and will these same modifier work for everything? No. Okay, all the composables that we talk about, be text or image or row, column, or all these things, these modifiers would be different. What you could simply do is modifier is equal to modifier dot list is there. Go through it. Okay, generally as a student, what is your general nature is you try to remember things, but development is a bit sideway to that. You try to explore things. More you explore, more you learn. Okay, and definitely whatever you repeatedly use, that will be stored in your memory, right? You do not have to try and remember things. Automatically the things that are you are using the most, you will remember without any extra hassle. Cool. Okay, you could provide an extra box with a size, put items inside it. Then for the outside items, you also have surface. Surface, I'm just saying things that would make sense to you as you study more and more into this. Most of you have gone through this Jetpack Compose? No, okay. You can, it's a great thing on that front, but what I'm saying is surface is a great thing, which work like whatever you put inside it, it increases, like it try to ask that item to increase its width and height to match the whole thing. Okay. If you put a button, like if you simply create a surface composable, within your XML you just, within your main activity you just added a surface, and within that you added a button, it will increase its width and height to match the whole screen. If you say that your surface is the whole screen, then if you add a button, if within a row or column you add a button, it would be just wrap content. Whatever the content is, it would be just that size. But if you are putting this within a surface, surface is asking its children to fill up the whole space. So these are the things that you know when you are learning Compose, you gradually understand with the development that you do with it. Okay. Then we talk about Compose life cycle. So whenever we have composables are visible on the screen, and any application that you are seeing, composable, then small composables, and then the nesting of composables are happening. So when it is coming on the screen, it enters the composition. Okay, then it recomposes 0 or more times based on what? Data change, because we said state change and our UI changes accordingly. So state changes and then recomposition would be happening to handle that change. One important thing that you have to take care of is, because our recomposition is totally dependent on the state. If state changes again before redraw happens, we cancel that redraw and we go for the next redraw. So what is the problem? And definitely there is benefit of it, but what is the problem that can happen because of this? Can you do a lot of changes, and every time your screen wanted to change something, that redraw can be cancelled because of the next update of the value? True? So if you do a lot of UI update, a lot of state change very frequently without understanding how recomposition happens, is you can make your application crash by bad architecture. Okay, so you have to take care of is, because if the same thing would have been happening in where? In your older application, the thing would happen is your application, instead of updating everything, is taking, instead of 1 second, it is taking 2 seconds. So with the help of Compose, it would be better. It wouldn't be taking 2 seconds, it would be not responding for 1 second if you are not using it correctly. Okay, so if such kind of scenarios happen, then definitely we have tools for that. So there is JenkStat tool you can use from Jetpack Compose. So with the help of that, you will be able to understand that your frames are janking. Okay, jank is the term for like not properly refreshing. Your frames are not refreshing, so that we call jank. So if you are doing some mistakes on that front, you will be able to understand because your frames would be janking. Okay, so there would be recompositions, and whenever a composable is going out of the screen, it will be leaving the recomposition. So only the things that are on the screen, those would be within the composable structure, and those are the only items that would be in our life cycle. Okay. So with the help of composition, layout, and you draw. What, where, how. Okay, how you are drawing, you do not have to worry about. You just have to worry about composition. It will be drawing on the layout, and how it will be drawing, those are the things you can skip from your considerations. Okay. Then we talk about what? Handlers. Okay. Things would be happening, you will be clicking on the buttons, all the actions are happening, right? You're building an application, you cannot build a good application without interactions. But if you take a look at, okay, so this is the complete page, then this is like maybe a chat application. So a complete page, this is the top area where I'm showing the chats, then this is the area where I'm tapping the message and send button. So when I'm tapping a button, send, it is reading the information from this text box. In the older thought process, in the newer thought process, this text box has information from somewhere, not the other way around. Not I'm reading the information from here, instead this information is binding from somewhere and just we are editing it. So instead of reading this, we have some this information somewhere, and we are using this information to maybe send to backend or maybe store in your local database, then queue it for something. So these are the event, like when I click this button, I want something to happen for fetching the value, maybe storing in the database or making a remote call somewhere. Okay, all those actions I am doing for this. So when I am doing those actions, how I want to, like if I want this button to do this action, or if I just want this button to take the request and then push this request further top to my UI and then utilize it, what will make much more sense? To pass it up. Okay, state would be in the top, so state goes down and events pass up. Okay, so if you can keep the state at the top level, you can pass on the state to down. Okay, and whenever an event is happening, event pass up the composables. Okay, so if you are having this button here, from the button you will be having this layout, then maybe top to your whole screen, and then there you will be handling this action. Okay, at the bottom you are just catching the action, and then you are passing up and up and up, and then you are at the top you are handling this. Make sense? Cool. Okay. Then this thing is very important for the people who start using Composable, because within these functions, many times you guys tend to provide some side effect things. Okay, like if you are increasing some value, maybe you are increasing that value in, like, because these are composables and they could get executed in any order. It doesn't mean that they would be applied in any order, right? If it is a row, you provided three items within the row, they will be attaching in that fashion only. But to initially create how they should look like, they could get executed in any order, create an object, and then attach it. The problem with that, if you are just doing things without the focus, is that you could be changing the value in first, second, and third operation, and thinking that first action will happen first, second action will happen second, and third action will happen third. But because these are considered to be like asynchronous in nature, you cannot directly like think about it in a fashion like, okay, so first my start screen would execute, then my middle screen would execute, and then my end screen would execute. Okay, they'll be attached accordingly, but they wouldn't be executed accordingly. These are just creating the objects and attaching. So if we are depending on some procedural way of things, then you would be creating a wrong output. Okay, what you have to understand is it works in that fashion. Okay, so composables can run in parallel. That is a good thing, because otherwise how you will create multiple functions, and all of those composables are taking input and doing stuff, so they have to work in parallel. Okay, cool. Then for that, like when you're talking about list composable here, you have row, column. In the row you said, okay, so I want these items spaced. We have this column, we added some items in here, we added items from the list. Then at the bottom we just, on the right hand side we just provided how many size we have for this. Okay, and these things we can do for that. Okay, recomposition skips as much as possible. Part of it I already discussed, like it can be skipped for a lot of reasons, and for maximum time it is beneficial for you, right? And whenever it is not getting skipped, okay, many times you want it to be skipped, but you made the state in a fashion so that for outer items as well, the state is considered to be changed. So because of that, if a lot of recomposition is happening, that is good or bad? Bad, okay, even for outer items. If I'm changing my text box, if my like whole text, message screen and everything is getting re-rendered, that is bad for me, no? Because if I am recomposing the whole thing, instead even though the state is getting changed for this small item, then I'm putting more processing to it, more steps to it, more chance of janking, more power consumption. So you have to take care of how you optimize your state to the fashion so that only the things that need to be changed are getting changed, not the whole item. Okay, that is very, very important. Then you can divide your screen in this fashion, like if you have this column, you could delegate this header, greeting and footer separately. That is one good way of putting up your application. Okay, composable might run frequently. So many times you put these actions, like actions which are not to be repeated. Like what I'm saying is this composable additionally want a database connection. Okay, additionally want a database connection, and if I'm writing the connection to the database within the steps of the composable itself, would it be a good thing or bad thing? Bad. Why? Because of the recomposition of the state change, because of the state change, and that is triggering recomposition, I will be trying to connect to database again because of re-execution of this composable. Okay, so there are different ways you could do that. Like, you know, right now I'm just talking about database connection because that is most common thing that you would have done or thought of, like internet connection, database connection, these kind of connections. But many times you have some additional, like some simple examples. Let us suppose I want to initialize some value for something. I do not want to reinitialize that value, no? If that reinitialization is happening every time I'm recomposing, that is bad for me. Okay, so if you want something to happen only once, you wouldn't be executing that within the lines of this composable. You will be like launched effect or side effects. So these are additional things within the composable that depend on the state and change of it. So potentially you want to execute something when state of something change, but not of B. Like if state of A change, I want to re-execute this, but if state of B change, I do not want to re-execute this. So we have additional functionalities with the help of launched effect and side effects, which you can utilize to make this happen. Okay, so the summary of this whole process is that you can use this composable annotation for creating composables, and it's quick and easy to create composables. Composable accept parameters, definitely, that is very important. Use mutable state and remember for the items that you want to store. Okay, Because if you haven't used remember and these kind of things for storing these items, reinitialization will happen when you try to re-execute this, okay? And composable should be side effect free. This was focusing on that slide where we talked about this start screen, middle screen and end screen. If they have side effect, it will impact each other, right? But we do not know which will execute first and which will execute later. Side effect is, if this function works, it will change something for the later item. And if there is side effect, order will matter, right? So if these functions are side effect free, they are not changing anything outside of it, then we do not have to worry about it. They are just taking the state and working on it. They are not changing the state or changing something for outside, right? Composable are not changing anything for outside. They are just utilizing information for creating creating the UI, okay? Okay, awesome. Now we have quiz time. So I will ask you guys a few questions, one by one. Question, then you will raise hand. You will answer the question with a reason that why you opted that question or why you are ignoring the why you opting that answer or why you are ignoring the remaining answers. Okay, anything you want to specify how you reached that, so that it is not like A, B, C, D. We do not want that. Okay. Now your answers can be silly. Nobody is like, okay, iska certificate cancel karo. Okay, nobody is doing that. Okay, so there are 3 basic standard layout elements in Compose. Okay, so which of these are wrong in standard layout elements in Compose? Hands up. Okay. Okay, which the text is wrong, right? Why text is wrong? Okay, you said column, row and box are? They are the. Okay. Yeah, stand up.
Yes, so
yeah.
Column, row and box.
Column, row and box. Why? Because text is
not the layout.
not a layout. Yes, awesome. Awesome. Okay, text is not a layout. We have column, row and box as layout, but text is not a layout. Easy. We can move to next. Awesome.
So yeah.
What does Jetpack Compose? Yeah, sure.
She has.
Awesome!
ended.
Yay!
Awesome. Congratulations for the correct answer. Yeah.
Just Mike.
Jetpack Compose is a modern toolkit to develop Android UI.
Okay, so because first seems like a direct answer, so I will still need you to like why you defined B, C and D. What is wrong with that?
I think C is wrong.
Okay, so database से तो बहुत दूर हो गया ना, right? Database is something we are talking
B
about
and
here.
D, I think
Okay,
they are correct.
plugin to build APK.
Yeah, it.
Okay,
Kotlin
do not worry.
APK.
I'm just messing. I know it is difficult in that sense, but yeah.
Anyone else
I will
wanted to
explain.
answer?
Yeah,
Still.
anyone else?
Still, if there is anyone else who wanted to answer, you can raise your hand. Let's hear.
So it's definitely not an interface, database interface.
Yeah, not
And
a
also
database
it
interface.
is
Okay.
not related to libraries, I guess. And also it is not related to design libraries.
Not related to design libraries. Plugin to build APK.
Yeah. Maybe I think A and B both.
Okay, okay.
Mostly.
Because so what is the problem with D?
It may build actually. I have no idea.
Okay, okay. Question, nothing. I will explain what is the meaning of fourth. So what are the different plugins to build APK? What are the plugins, libraries? You know, generally when you learn development, you see a lot of terminologies. You see framework. First is programming language itself. Then you hear about libraries. You hear about frameworks. Okay. When you hear about these things, then additionally you talk about dependencies. So dependencies can be other libraries or you know, additional code that you want in terms of libraries. Okay. So it's not a swag question. Just still somebody want to discuss about what is a library and what is a framework. I said not a swag question. Now I'm not doing it. Difference between library and a framework. Android is a library or a framework? Huh? Chalo, hands raise. Okay, just simple hand raise. Okay. How many think? So my hand raise would be in both, but I'm not supporting anything. Okay, do not meme about it. Okay, just saying, you know, when to raise hand. Okay, Android is a library. Android is a framework. And for rest, you know, okay, whatever, we don't care. It doesn't mean anything to us. Okay. Then for Jetpack Compose, how many things? Jetpack Compose is a framework. Jetpack Compose is a library. even lesser hand raise. Okay. Okay. So whenever you have a template to build things, okay, like library says that, okay, so these are the existing things that we have, and we are providing these classes and some additional things for you to build upon that. Those are generally libraries. Okay. Frameworks are more toward, we are having some design patterns and then we are having some fill in the blanks. Okay. So when we are talking about Android application in a main activity or some kind of thing, you have these placeholders that you simply fill up, and whatever is happening beyond that is taken care of by the framework. Okay. Library is, you are, you know, utilizing it as it just calling some additional functions and stuff. Okay. Like providing a utility kind of thing instead of creating a placeholder direction for you. Okay. So you understand what is the difference between that? So for Android part, you understand why it is framework, and for Jetpack Compose, how, you know, now you understand why it is a library. Jetpack Compose is a library. Yeah, Jetpack Compose is a library because it is, you know, working more like a utility things for you instead of creating placeholder kind of things for you. Okay, cool. So for this one, for this question, who is our winner? A bit dicey. Who spoke first in between for this question? You? Okay. Let's go for that. Sorry. It's fine. Okay.
Congrats.
Cool. Yay!
So now, you know, if anybody knows the answer, you raise your hand.
Yeah,
We'll
that
give you the
would be
mic.
much easier for us.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jetpack Compose runs your composable for the first time. During this, will keep track of the composable that you call to describe your UI. There are different stages. We discussed about it. And you have to tell why. Why, how, like, any explanation you want to attach to it. Do not just do the fill in the blank. I want it to be at least one mark question, not like half mark question.
Seems like a tough question for them. Anybody wanted to answer? No, go ahead if you wanted to. Not a problem.
We got a few hand raised.
Initial composition.
What? Initial composition. Why? Like Why not recomposition? We said Jetpack Compose runs your composable for the first time. During this, it will keep track of the composable that will call you. Why not recomposition, state change, app termination?
Because it keeps on tracking initially.
You're not audible. Can you remove your mask for a little bit?
Because it keep on tracking initially.
Not able to hear.
She's saying that it is keep on tracking.
It?
Keep on tracking.
Okay. Do we have more responses? Why not recomposition, state change, and app termination? Especially, what is the problem with app termination?
At termination, it can't be, I guess. It can't be tracked at termination.
Huh?
For sure, it can't be at termination.
Yeah, for sure is not a good answer. Now, for last answer as well, you said for sure it is not database. for sure is not a good explanation. I'm not buying it.
I'm not getting the correct way
Okay,
to
no
explain it
problem.
actually.
Okay.
I sense that it is initial composition.
Okay, cool. Still, I will go with, I will give swags for it. Yeah.
Wait.
Okay, column composable is not a good option. Raise hand, please. Not a good option for a list of items of unknown quantity. Okay, if the quantity is unknown, why it is not a good option? That we already discussed that it is not a good option. If we have unknown or we want paging and stuff, we would be going for what? Lazy, okay. But what is the problem?
It provides scrolling by default without any additional code.
It provides scrolling by default without any additional code. That is a bad thing?
Because it will load everything at the same time.
No. First thing, column would need additional code to create scrolling.
Okay.
Otherwise, you will only see what is in your screen. It will need additional code. So, this answer is not what we expect. Yes.
Sir, I am not sure, but it's B, it arranges item vertically.
That is its whole life. We said what is not good. We are saying it is column, it is arranging vertically. If you do not want to arrange vertically, why would you use it? Right? That's the whole life of column. And guys, whoever is laughing, you didn't raise your hand and you are not speaking. Okay, so she is better in that sense. Okay, do not. Yes. A. Okay. Just wait for mic. Yeah, mic somewhere.
I think it's the first one.
Okay, so you got the mic. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, first one.
It can
Why?
only hold a small finite number of predefined items.
Why it can only hold small number? Like you could provide a big list to it. What is the problem in providing a big list to it? Okay, now she got the mic. What is the problem?
Because it's lazy, so it occupies more space. So
It's
therefore,
lazy. No, normal column. What is the problem with normal column? Why answer A?
because we're defining the size already, right? So we're defining the size of the column already. Hence,
Okay.
it can only occupy that specific column size. And
Okay,
hence
cool. Do you have any specific reason why it can only hold a small amount of numbers, small amount of items?
size again.
Because it will take more RAM, right?
That
Yeah.
is-
So finite because list would be there, and the second reason, it can only hold small amount because if you add too many items in a column, all of that would be loading at once, and it will eventually. No. consume the RAM. If you're loading too much items, I told about messaging app, na? In the messaging app, a lot of items loading at the same time. Problem? It will occupy more RAM, okay? So even though you add a scrolling, that is just one extra line to add a scrolling in a column, right? So that's not too much code, just extra line, and now it is scrolling. But still, if you are like adding 10,000 messages and you are able to scroll through it, but all of those 10,000 messages are getting loaded in your RAM at the same time, it is consuming some RAM for you, no? And that's not good, okay? Cool. I will ask extra question. I'm not giving anything for this one. Nobody gave a good answer for this. Okay. When building a UI that requires a scrolling list with a variable number of items, which composable should you use? It can only. I pasted something from the last one. Please cut this line, okay? So just till this question, and now these are the answers. Okay. Why A? Shit, man. Why A? This is from the last question. What was wrong with the first option in the last? If you want to require a variable sizes, you want paging to happen. For the paging part, how come A is the right answer? Why all of you are shouting A? Column was bad for that previous one, and now all of a sudden, because the next question there is some mistake from the previous question. Oh, it is connected. Yes, it is connected, but in the reverse sense. Okay, so it is C, lazy column. Okay, but for the variable size, when we are talking about paging, because we reached the answer, by my efforts. Okay, so if any of you can tell me a good reason for it, like lazy column and variable, like, okay, so we do not, reason is pretty straightforward. Let's catch a use case for it, okay. Where do you see this? I already talked about messaging app, and I already talked about, for the lazy column, I talked about the messaging app. If you can give me any other reason, other use case where you would be using lazy column, and why it would be beneficial for that. Emails is like messaging emails, yeah, that is cheating. Huh?
In social media apps like Instagram, when we are scrolling, it loads.
Okay.
By itself. Post.
Okay. So, but what is the problem? What is the requirement there?
What do you mean?
Social media. So why we do not want to fetch everything at once?
Because the RAM will get occupied.
What? Getting RAM occupied is one reason, na? But potentially, let us suppose you had all the items from the server, okay, and that is not too much.
We might
let
not
us
use
let us suppose your feed is small, but if your feed is small, do you still want to use this column or lazy column?
Lazy column, because it will
Because
let us
it is?
have a better experience, user experience, because it will be faster.
Faster, okay, then there is a reason. There is a reason in the question itself.
If
Variable
number.
Okay, because you want the concept of paging to get involved. Okay, you want the concept of paging to get involved. So if updates are happening and you are getting more items, then potentially what you want is, with the help of pages, you can get the latest information. Not just by pages, there can be sockets and a lot of other ways for providing the latest information to your lazy column. Okay. Do you have anything additional to say? Yeah, cool. Okay. For? Billing. Okay. Billing in what sense?
Like if we bill on the counter, like every item which we scan goes, right? So it will be in a column where like we can.
Okay, okay, awesome. Yes. So because we are adding item to it, and there would be a big variable size list that would be happening, definitely we can go with lazy column for that. So actually, yeah. Okay. So that was my part, but we distribute 4 na till now. We still have 1 remaining. Do we have? Yeah, we have. Okay. So let's still ask one more question, okay? Because we have 1 remaining, so we do not want to take it back. I will ask a hard question for this one, so that I can get that T-shirt for myself. Okay. So we discussed about, yes. Okay. So any of you can give me an example of side effect of a function, like how a function can create a side effect. None of you asked me like what is the meaning of side effect. I discussed a little bit. First, what does that mean, a function having side effect? And can you give me a basic example of any function having a side effect? Just a basic coding question, not Android specific question, not Compose specific question.
If anybody wanted to answer, you can raise your hand.
What? Okay. Outside. Okay. Yeah. So consumption is not a problem. Modification is the problem. Yes. Consumption is not the problem. Like if I want to utilize something from outside, that wouldn't be a problem. Definitely, when you are writing a code, it is a good thing, whatever you are utilizing within a function, to pass that information to that function. That is a good thing to have, okay, so that you know what all to observe and what all to not change. Whatever you can change is a copy that you are getting as your parameter, okay. That is a good thing. Side effect is even if you are getting something from outside, you are not changing it. Do you want to give me an example of like some code like where it is possible to change something from outside? Any example? A function. I'm not saying that it should be very, very specific real world thing. I'm just talking about any code, any example of the code that will change something. Any item, any mutable item that we are passing through a like parameter or without a parameter.
In Java, exceptions?
Exception? No. What I'm saying is we are changing something within this function that shouldn't be happening, right? Because a composable, we want to not create a side effect. So what it means is the parameter or not parameter thing that it is accessing from somewhere shouldn't change values, okay. You want to give me an example where a function can change value, and it is literally a simplest question, because any mutable that you have, let us suppose you have an array list. If a function changed some values within array list, is it or not a side effect, right? Because you passed this array list to somewhere and then it changed. Any other example you want to give?
For example, in C programming, when we pass through call by reference, it changes the actual value, it affects it.
Good. So that is also like side effect it is creating, okay. So just passing the reference is not a bad thing, but utilizing like anything which could modify the value in C, wherever the example of pointers, you could change that with the help of pointers. Having pointers was a bad thing? No. Pointer could be passed to a function? Yes. even we are passing a pointer to a function, we might not change the value, yes, but if it is changing the value, it is creating side effect. If we are passing a mutable to some function, is it a bad thing? No, but if that is a composable and composable is also changing the value of that mutable, is it a bad thing? Yes, okay, swag for you. Okay. So that is all from my side. If you want to connect me on LinkedIn or Twitter, you can search for Keen Warrior. That is my handle. Okay. See you guys. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Anuj. Give it a big round of applause for Mr. Anuj, guys, for the very informative tech talk and also the fun and interactive quiz session, right? Moving on next, I would like to invite Mr. Lalit from Google team to address the audience, please. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Wow, what an energy, eh? Let's try this again. Hello, everyone. Let's try this again. We will keep doing this. Hello, everyone. A little better. So, too much techie, eh? Too much tech involved. So, how many of you got swags? Raise your hands. Swags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh? What about others? You guys already have started hating them? No? Don't worry, there is something for you guys also. Please collect at the end of the event from the registration decks. Before that, I promise you that this is going to be the last session of the day. Okay, I know you all already look too tired. That's why I think the energy is not coming. So before I start my session, I will talk about a little bit about how exactly we all are in this room, or why we all are sitting in this room today, and for our new educators and for our new universities or people who want to partner up and become part of this program, how exactly they can become part of this, and what are the perks of joining the community, right? Won't take too much of time. Okay? Can I hear the energy now? How are you all today? Oh, good. Great. So, can I have the clicker? All right, so first of all, my name is Lalit Singh. I work with Developer Ecosystem team as a community manager, training program manager. So part of my job is to run the community and at the same time provide learning resources to the community. And through this event, we want to congratulate all the winners whom you already saw in the morning receiving certificates. I'm hoping that all of you also received your certificates, at least for those who joined the virtual internship, because I keep seeing everyone tagging me on the LinkedIn. So I see a lot of you have received the certificates, and I'm going to talk about those numbers also, how many of them has received the certificate, and you could be the one of those next year. Now, before that, what exactly is Educator Program? So this is not a new program, by the way. This is something which we started like 4 years back, 5 years back. Now, at that point in time, we were calling it Faculty Training Program. Now it's called Android Educator Program. And when we say educator, it's not just limited or restricted to faculties only now. It has been expanded to someone who wants to learn and share. So it could, usually it is, that's how our system, education system is, and that responsibility usually comes to the shoulders of our faculties, but that's not entirely necessary, right? So even a developer, even a student, if you have, let's say, colleagues or your friends, right? So how many of you in your free time or whenever you are chilling out, you just go to the canteen and, you know, order something? Is there someone who actually, within your friend group, who keeps talking about, you know, subjects, texts, hey, I didn't do this assignment, hey, I didn't do that, hey, I didn't do that, right? Not always a mood spoiler, you call it, right? So if you are not a mood spoiler, but if you love to share things, right? So you could be one of those. So share it in a fun way instead of spoiling the mood of everyone in the canteen area. Maybe let's say, hey, let's just have a coffee with compose, right? So how's that, right? So while having coffee, you all are talking about compose, right? Or maybe, hey, let's just compose our app, right? Coming up with cool ideas, maybe, maybe building teams and all. So if you are such kind of innovators, you could be one of those. You could become part of this program. So what exactly this program envisions? What is the overall vision of this? So first of all, we want to enable the educators. And when I say educators, it's not just limited to faculties, which I have already established, to empower them with learning resources and enable them with whatever our Google engineers. So you already heard Anuj today. So similar to that, we have a complete Android team who have built this course. And we started this whole community through Android tech, but we are not limiting only to Android. So next year we are bringing more Google technologies in this, and I will share about those also. So that's what this program is. So we are trying to enable educators with the latest and the greatest tech which is there, which is being used by the industries right now. And we are giving kind of early access to all those educators who love to learn on their own and share it, right? So these are the three, what you can say, mantras, mottos, or whatever our educators usually follow. So first of all, discover. So we already have a website. I will share the link with the Jay, and Jay will send it across. So you can check out the website also. It's our educator website where we specifically have mentioned these three mantras. One, discover. So you could be someone who is interested in Android, or you could be someone already working on machine learning, right? Or you could be someone who knows Android but needs something, a better platform on backend, right? Maybe a Firebase. So we already have courses for you, right? So based on your requirement, first of all, discover what exactly you want to learn, right? Once you have discovered that and started learning it, start engaging. So when I say engaging, it's engaging doesn't only mean that, hey, you're delivering something, right? Engage also means sometimes learning while you with your fellow student or your colleague, you are discussing few things like, hey, I have learned this recomposition. That's what my understanding is. What exactly you understand about this? So you might find something which is which you understood, but that guy understood something more, or you understood better, or he benefited from you, right? So start engaging in those. Maybe conduct small workshops or sessions and all of that. And next, ultimately, is when you start becoming a hero or champion or someone who start inspiring others. See, inspiring others doesn't come right away, right? If somebody will tell me that, hey, inspire people on, I know Google Cloud, but I cannot inspire people on Google Cloud because I don't really know too much on the tech. I know as much as I can advocate, but until unless I actually start working on it, I know in and outs of it. If somebody asks a question, I'm really excited to answer that. Like in Android, you ask me, as much as I know, I will start sharing it. If something I don't know, I will start searching about it, and I will get back to you. Similarly, first of all, you yourself have to invest time, and yourself have to be in that tech and learn for yourself. And then once you become better at it, once people start seeing that, hey, wow, this is something I have learned or knew from this person, you will start inspiring it. You will start inspiring others, and that's how you will become hero of that whole community, and will start providing you opportunities to talk in different events also. Like I guess some of the educators shared their experience today. Yes, right? Who are the educators who, I think, so you and there were others also who shared the experience today, right? Who went through the program and shared their experience. Similarly, you could be the one, and it's just one event. Similarly, there could be other events where you can share this. Now, these are some numbers, stats, but again, these stats, I guess in the morning, Dr. Buddha also mentioned stats are just for us as a program manager to keep it, like they are happening, but they are important, right? You are part of those, like you are one of those who have been, who is somewhere as one number is counted in this, right? So you all have made it possible. So Android Educator is not a new community, it's been already there, and you will see that these stats are for this year. We have already engaged more than 7K faculties from universities, institutes, from 1,000 institutions. And we have currently, all over India, more than 300 educators. So when I say 300 educators, so we have engaged more than 7,000 faculties, but only 300 educators are there. So these educators are someone who on ground is sharing learning resources, on ground engaging with the audience, students, or with their colleagues, or someone who is doing coffee with compost, right? Anything. So those kind of people are the educators, and you could also become one. I will share the steps also, how can you become one. But yeah, this month only we have crossed our 100K target also. So I think that brings a round of applause, right? You guys are listening to me, right? Yes? Okay. I feel like I'm a listenable person, right? I don't know if that's a word, but yeah. So I also wanted to mention the program which we did together with the Smart Interns. Thanks for, again, full cooperation from Amar, Jay, and Ramya and their team. We started this as an idea back in August when Amar came to me and told, hey, we want to offer this internship. Before this, we were not really into the internship thing. We usually used to share our resources, but then Smart team said that, hey, SmartBridge team said that, don't worry about the training part. We already have our trainers, and we just need the support in terms of like orientation and minimum support and all the guidance which we have provided. You saw the result. The results are really amazing. So these are few of the results which you could see, like more than 36K learners actually participated in this program, out of which like almost 1,000 people have received the certificates. Like I was saying, on LinkedIn, everybody keep tagging me these days. So every time I open up my LinkedIn, there are 50 to 70 notifications. And in that notification, there is this just certificate, which it's not annoying. It's actually, it makes me happy that we have been doing this program for more than 4 to 5 years, but such kind of response from you guys really makes it worth, right? Makes it worthwhile, right? So yes, if you still haven't posted on the LinkedIn, tag me again, yeah? So yeah, so question, this brings me to the question, like, so there is a new teaching for those who are still looking how or where exactly we can connect to, or how we can become part of this educator community. First of all, know that in order to become an educator, first you yourself need to complete the course, right? Right? How can you become a guru without becoming a sadhu, right? Yeah? So when I say guru, not of the tech guru, I'm talking about in the different sense. But same here, if you want to become a teacher or a professor, you yourself should have completed those courses or those eligibility criteria, right? So the eligibility criteria here is first, which is first milestone, complete the course yourself. Complete all the digital badges. Next is share that. So when we say share, again, keep it like, I mean, if you are a professor, you already know where to share, right? So you already have students. I don't know how many students will listen to you, but you can just say, hey, guys, today we are learning Android, right? So maybe out of 60, 30 will leave you, but 30, those who are still there, someone who wants to learn Android. Or if you are a student, maybe share among your 4 to 5 friends. That's also fine. Share it. And once you have shared it, bring that back to us. Like, share that data with us. Hey, I have shared with 4 people. I have shared with 5 people. I have shared with 10. I have shared with a class. I have shared with 500 people. So whatever you have done, share that with images and everything. And then there is a link which is already there, and you fill all those details, and we will reevaluate your efforts, and then that's how you become or join the community. And once you become an educator, that's when you get the opportunities to inspire others, right? All right, so coming to the resources, as I was saying, so from next year you will start seeing these resources. I think they are already there on the website now. So you can also check out now, other than Android, Firebase and machine learning Kaggle resources also. So someone who wants to start their journey on machine learning, they can also of being educator, right? Why should I become educator? My life is already complicated enough. I'm giving 6 exams, and then there are practicals, so many things. Why I should do that? Hey, of course, you want to stand outside, right? Outside the box. You want to be, if you are here, you already want to become an outstanding student, right? That's one reason. Second is, there are perks also. What are those perks? Once you become part of the community, not only you get invited to these events like these, but also you get invited to these events for speaking or sharing your experience, and you get perks in terms of like if you have done tremendous job, tremendous work. When I say job, I make it sound like we have given you some tasks. So it should come from your side. So let's say any one of you have created an app, let's say, I don't know, what app you want to create. So I remember an app which was created outside from one top 3 contenders about air index quality. So I'm from Delhi, right? So it was showing 194 there, which is of course a dummy. I right away told, hey, it's not 194, because I can breathe very freely here. So there I couldn't breathe very freely. So it's absolutely more. So apps like those, which are helping the community, right? If you are creating those kind of app and you are sharing it back to us, we will check how many users, what kind of response, what kind of feedback, and whether your app is something which is, or whether your work is something which is really worth noticing. And it doesn't have to be only development part. Let's say you are a faculty, right? And going beyond just your class of 30 or 60 students, you conducted a seminar, 400 or 300 students. Now that's taking it to the next level, right? So share all those things. We will put you on our newsletters. And so this is Vishnu, sir. I don't know if he's from Shadra University. There's also, I guess, this Saturday there's going to be Android Campus Fest in his campus also. So he's always there to, do these kind of events. He's always taking initiatives to do these kind of events. So automatically he's one of the valuable educators who's contributing the community, right? So if you are someone who is enthusiastic about that, there will be perks which will be given to you. Not only providing spotlight on the newsletter, we will, if your work is worth noticing, we will put it on our Twitter channel or our YouTube talk shows also. Right? Yeah, of course you will get the perks, certificates and all, right? Everybody at the back, yeah, this sounds nice, huh? So yeah, so once you become an educator, aside from the swags, I would look forward to something which will help you build your profile, right? So yeah, that's it. So that's all from my side. If you guys have any questions or any doubt around, hey, how do I join the community? What do I need to do next steps? I will be around for next 15 to 20 minutes. Please feel free to grab me and ask the questions. But other than that, a huge thanks to all of you who have joined here today and taken time from their busy schedule to be part of this launch of the Android Campus Fest 2022. And also for our viewers who are watching it at the live, I don't know if you are still there or not, but yeah, who are watching it live. And thanks for all the dignitaries who left, but yeah, thanks to them for joining and sharing these certificates, and thanks SmartBridge team, and hopefully we can continue this next year also. Thank you, everyone. I told you it will be short.
Thank you, Lalit, for throwing some light on the community, how you guys can join, even the educator community information. So moving on next, I would like to call upon Mr. Jay Prakash from Team SmartBridge to share his thoughts.
So yeah, we have come to an end, and it's really wonderful to see you all today. And I would like to thank everyone who has come here today. I know, there are many people who came from long distance, other states, not just from Hyderabad. There are people from Orissa, Maharashtra, AP, other states as well, Karnataka, I think, Chennai also. Great. So I'm leaving you. We are not departing here. Okay, we still have a long way to go. We're not departing here, and we have something else upcoming. So I would like to let you know that we are going to organize. Now whatever we are doing is for the success event of first cohort, which we have done in the month of August, September, and all, right? So you're all part of that event, and that's the reason you are here today. And there could be others also, your classmates, or there could be other friends of yours who might be interested in this and who would like to join this virtual internship program further as well. And next year we are going to again launch it, the next cohort. And as you can see, we are going to launch it in the month of February. And the registrations for the virtual internship program would start in the month of January. So you all will be getting mails from us, updates from us. You'll get to know, when exactly we are going to start. And you can inform to your friends and others also, so that you can again take this opportunity and utilize this kind of program to get upskill, and you can build nice projects. Today we had an opportunity to show only 3, but there are definitely many others who have built some good projects. We couldn't see them all together, but anyways, next cohort we are planning in a better way with multiple, not just one track, multiple tracks as well. So you can make use of this upcoming event. You can be connected with SmartBridge for many such programs, and we'll be helping you out, to be part of all of our initiatives further. So I wish everybody all the best, and you can be in connect with my team, or you can mail us at info@thesmartbridge.com. You'll be getting all the details about our future cohorts as well. So all the best, everyone, and thank you all. Especially, I would like to thank the faculty members who helped a lot in making this event very successful. And without you all, this couldn't be much like how we have celebrated today. So I'm very happy that we have successfully completed the program, and we are about to start the new beginnings from next year. So thank you all. Wish you all the best. So yeah, today you have seen the top projects in the morning, right? So they received certificates as well. So there is something else for the winners, which we couldn't give in the morning, because of time constraint. But there are few swags for the winners. So we are going to call them all who took certificates in the morning. You can come here and collect your swags, and then others also will be getting something when you are leaving out. So others also, while you are leaving out, you can go to the registration desk and you have something for you, waiting for you. So for now, we are going to give for the winners, for the top projects. So
As Jay mentioned, I would like to call upon the first 3 winners. Please come and collect the swags from the stage. First, I would like to invite Mr. Surya Suhas, ACE Engineering College. Yeah. Next, Kirtana J. And Sai Kiran from ACE Engineering College.
call everyone.
Yeah. You first.
No, call at a time everyone.
Okay. Roshan Shikawat. Roshan Shikawant. Tejaswini Junjuri. Potaraju Rajiv.
Guys, whoever has taken certificate in the morning, you can come down. That's better. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone, please come onto the dais who have taken certificate in the morning. Yeah.
Since morning, they all are tired.
Yeah.
Surname Ajay Kumar. Sheikh Joheb Hussain. Singareni Dilip. Solapur Ruchita. And Ashik Ali. Congratulations to all the winners. A big round of applause for the winners, please. Yeah.
And the one who were not part of this event today, we are going to send out to them anyways. So all the 25 top projects would be getting these swags. And yeah, and congratulations to everyone. All the best.
So with this, we have come to an end of the event, Android Campus Fest today. I would like to thank all the dignitaries who took time off from their busy schedules and they have attended the event, graciously the event. And I would also like to thank Team Google, Team SmartBridge for all the support to successfully complete this virtual internship program and educator development program. I would like to thank the production team, the logistic team also, without which we wouldn't have carried out this program successfully, even the video live streaming team as well. And last but not the least, all the educators and the student participants who made this event a very successful one. All the best, and we will see you in the next cohort. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, I would request all of you to please come down near the dais so that we'll have a group pic.